They're back in Texas, and the crowd loves it. Capacity crowd to see whether San Antonio can even this best-of-7 series at 3-3. Let's take a look at the brackets in the Western Conference playoffs, where the Lakers lead 3-2 over San Antonio. The survivor here will go against the Philadelphia 76ers in the World Championship. We don't know when. And good evening, everyone. I'm Dick Stockton, and welcome to San Antonio. They're happy to be back home again. They like their Texas cooking. However, usually there's a home court advantage. In this series, it has been the opposite, a home court disadvantage, because the Lakers have won both games so far played in San Antonio. The Spurs have been more successful in the Forum in Inglewood. And as I bring in my partner, Bill Russell, a man who knows all about so-called home court advantage, why has it been this way, Bill?
I think it might be, I know that when I was a young kid, I used to hate to play in St. Louis. But I used to play as hard there than I did, even more than I did in Boston, because I wanted to shut the fans up. And maybe this is the Lakers' incentive. And we've got to find out tonight if it'll last.
What happens to the Lakers in this game to try to wrap it up? San Antonio took it to them the other game.
Well, the Lakers are going to have to do a better job on the defensive boards. They're going to have to force San Antonio to go down to the left side of the court. If they don't do that, they're going to have a long evening.
All right, and the third member of our team is Pat O'Brien, and he is with a very hot score of San Antonio's Mike Mitchell. Pat?
Thank you very much, Dick. Mike Mitchell with me. You know, you wear the Lakers down with your scoring. You really enjoy playing this team, don't you?
Oh, yes, I do. You know, whenever this going get tough, I try to get going with it. I like the Lakers team.
What about the home court advantage? We're saying it's a reverse home court advantage, that you've been losing here and winning in Los Angeles.
Well, I don't believe in a home court advantage. When we came back here, we got blitzed. So we went out there, we won a game. I think you just have to come out and block them out your man, because it seemed to get the other team's momentum going.
Okay, thank you. Good luck to you tonight, Mike Mitchell.
Quickly, let's go to the starting lineups for this sixth game, starting with the forwards. Kurt Rambis of the Lakers, Mike Mitchell of the Spurs, who just was with Pat O'Brien. The forward guard matchup, Jamal Wilkes of L.A., George Gervin of San Antonio. The two great centers, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, Artis Gilmore. The guards who have done so well, Norm Nixon and Johnny Moore in particular for San Antonio. And the Magic Man, Irvin Johnson and Gene Banks. The officials, Darryl Garrettson and Hugh Evans with Jack Madden, the alternate. And we're set to go. More San Antonio in white with black and silver. Magic Johnson goes to Wilkes, who loses the ball. Johnny Moore, double O. Johnny Moore, 23 points and 3 for 3 from the three-point territory in Game 5.
As the game progresses, Dick, Johnny Moore must be the most disciplined of all the Spurs, because he must run the offense, and he must not resist. He must resist temptation and not take off by himself and start trying to drive inside. He's got to be disciplined more than any other guys on the Spurs team.
Kareem with the tying points. George Gervin to Gilmore, who loses it. Tapped up by Rambis and Norm Nixon. Rambis on a fine pass inside. Magic Johnson, who had 19 assists on Wednesday night to tie a Laker playoff record held by Nixon and Jerry West. You can expect to see Banks with the ball a lot in this game, Russ. Here's Johnny Moore driving.
Now, the key guy for the Lakers who must have a good game is Norm Nixon. Not only must he be point guard sometimes, but he's got to find his missing jump shot.
Kareem goes inside.
Artis Gilmore and Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. Gilmore must not let it get to be a personal thing that he must match Jabbar point for point, because they do two different things for their team, and he must always keep that in mind. He didn't want to let Jabbar get off, but he can't let it get so that he has to try to match Jabbar basket for basket, because then he's not doing what he does for his team, what he's doing what Jabbar wants to do. Abdul-Jabbar, that is.
Don't turn it into a personal crusade. Banks, and there's Mike Mitchell. Wilkes gets it out to Johnson, and Rambis and Nixon are down court. Let's see what Magic does with it. Nixon. Moore. Nixon is guarding Johnny Moore, who penetrates inside, and a foul is called. It'll be against the Lakers. Norm Nixon, and the first LA foul of the game. Gilmore had committed the first foul for San Antonio. Banks into Mitchell. Kareem foul.
Now what the Spurs are trying to do at this point is to spread their offense and run it because they want to exploit the fact that Magic Johnson roams all over the court. And they want to exploit that situation. That's what they're trying to do right now.
And by getting the ball in the hands of Gene Banks more, they are doing that because they're forcing Magic Johnson to guard Banks. That was off the leg. And it's Los Angeles ball. Just over 2 minutes gone by first period. We're in game 6. Moore got a hand on it. Kareem back with it. A rare jump shot by Abdul-Jabbar, who is red hot, and he's 3 for 3 for 7 points so far. He has 7 of the 9 Laker points. Rampus has not been a big factor in this game. They've called an illegal defense against Los Angeles. And I believe it was Jamal Wilkes who was caught not guarding someone. Normally,
Well, he was standing next to Alex Gilmore. That's not good. They don't believe that.
I guess so. He was standing when they blew the whistle. Darrell Garrettson called it. Next time it'll be a technical. This is only a warning. 5-point lead for the Lakers. George Gervin loses it. Here comes LA. 4 on 3. Wilkes steps. Turnover to San Antonio. Pat Riley, who did not want to see a 6th game, now all he's looking for is a Laker victory no matter how they do it. Gilmore off the offensive glass. What ruined the Lakers in game 5 were the second shots as well as the turnover. Rebounds where San Antonio had a 21-13 edge Wednesday. Gervin and Wilkes. Rambis. Wilkes misses and Johnson gets the offensive rebound. Working against Moore is Norman Nixon. Pat Riley told us today we need Norman Nixon to sharpen the shooting skills. The Lakers still have it. And another outside shot by Kareem. He's pulling a Moses Malone so far.
Oh, I think he'd say I'd rather think that was a Kareem shot.
I know, but we've seen Moses in the recent playoffs start to go outside more and hit those
The
shots.
reason that I'd say that is because he's much older than Moses.
Yes, and you would know that. Gervin misses inside, and Mike Mitchell is Johnny on the spot. 11-8, the Lakers lead, 8:15 to go first period. Into Kareem. Stripped away. Mitchell had a hand in it, and Gervin comes up with it. And Banks. This is the easy layup. Alback wants his team to get back in a hurry on defense, and Wilkes goes in with the layup.
He gave the defense 3 moves on that one. It looks like almost like he was taking a step, but he was giving some just frozen at the other spot.
One was a fake pass to Kareem. Banks banks it in. Gene Banks, who has been playing despite a sprained ankle and had 10 rebounds and 16 points on Wednesday, as the Lakers still have the ball. But we mentioned Earvin Magic Johnson. They want to make sure he guards someone, so Banks, his man, will handle the ball a lot, and also they'll give Magic the outside shot. They don't want to guard him too closely and have him drive in and dish it off. Here's Norman Nixon. Nixon's first basket of the game.
On the defensive boards for Los Angeles, two guys must do a better job rebounding for them, Magic Johnson and Jamal Wilkes. Now, why would I leave Kareem out? The reason that is, Kareem is the anchor of their defense, and the way they play defense, he is out of position to rebound a great deal of the time.
Good shooting so far. The foul was on Norman Nixon, his second personal foul, and the third team foul against the Lakers. And Jamal Wilkes anticipated the pass to Gervin inside beautifully. 4 on 3. Double team on Wilkes. Magic wants to set it up. Norman Nixon hit his last shot. Gilmore. And Johnny Moore inside, reverse layup is good. 6 points for Johnny Moore. He has half of the San Antonio total.
Outstanding move because he came to the jump stop and he could have shot that ball in any of 3 places before he got to the basket, in front or reverse like he did.
10 seconds on the shot clock. Kareem has 9 points already. Double team. Plenty of room for Jamal Wilkes. He's better when he doesn't have much time to shoot, it seems. Nixon drives. And here come the Spurs. Trying to come within 1 point. Johnny Moore. And now the Lakers have a 3-4 on 2. Kareem was down. Magic to Wilkes. And you're not going to stop that fast break too often.
Especially with those 2 guys. They have such chemistry. The last time I've seen that kind of chemistry was with Bob Cousy and Tommy Heinsohn. Cousy knew that Heinsohn would run through a brick wall to get a layup.
And Wilkes does the same thing with Magic Johnson. 5:49 remaining first period. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell. Game 6 from the Hemisphere in San Antonio. Gilmore with a fine pass inside, and Banks' second effort. No basket.
Now here's a fast break working here. There's Johnny Moore. Jump stop. Goes right to the baseline right there. Reverses.
And all Magic could do is just watch. Moore handled it well. He has 6. Kareem has 9. And it's a 5-point lead for the Lakers. We'll be back.
Now this is what San Antonio is trying to do. They're moving the ball around and they're bringing James Banks out here. And Magic has to follow him. What they want to do is keep Magic busy. Only if his man's handling the ball, then he can't help out so much like he's doing right here. So that way James Banks gets the ball back. And this is what they're trying to do, deliberately set it up so that he handles the ball.
Wilkes committing the foul, his first and the 14th foul against the Lakers. We're at the Hemisphere Arena in San Antonio. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell on CBS, the home of the NBA championship. And that's going to be coming up either Sunday for game 1 or next Thursday, depending on the result of this game. The Lakers have 14 fouls to only 1 for the Spurs.
You've got to have a lot of guts to wear that, I'll tell you that.
The Lakers won 4 straight on this floor, trying to be the first team to repeat world champions in 14 years since Bill Russell's Celtics back in '69. Earvin Magic Johnson with those 19 assists. He's averaged over 20 points in the series. And now Gene Banks on the line.
I was talking to Gene Banks in practice today, and he said he was a little kid. His father used to take him out to watch us play. So he didn't like basketball, but his father used to go out and play and work out with him so much that, and take him to all the games and things that he started liking. I'm glad he did. He's a great player now.
And it's kind of rare for someone not to want to play basketball. He's from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania, and was a star at Duke University. San Antonio using some of the trap that the Lakers use on them. Off the hands of Kareem. That's the 4th turnover. They're even 4-4. 5:20 remaining in the first period. 17-13 LA. Spurs' only lead was the first basket of the game, and another turnover, the 5th. Michael Cooper, number 21, is into the ball game. Kareem goes up in his foul. Not a foul. It was knocked out of bounds. It is still Laker ball. So Michael Cooper is into the game, replacing Norm Nixon. The Lakers don't look that fluid yet in this game.
Well, they haven't been able to get those fast break baskets they'd like to get. When you see Kareem getting a lot of shots in the first quarter, that means that they're not running the offense very well, and he's being their safety valve.
He has 9 points. Johnny Moore. Kareem the rebound. Outlet to Michael Cooper, and it's a little bit too extended, and so Gervin has it back. We have a lot of turnovers so far in this game. 5 apiece with 4:28 to go in the first period. George Gervin.
You think George didn't know that Kareem would be coming after that?
Cooper drives in, tipped up, missed, and tipped up in by Wilkes. Jamal Wilkes on the second tip attempt for the Lakers, who are up by 4.
And Kareem is doing a better job tonight so far hitting the offensive board.
Banks. Mitchell. Missed connection.
Because they had to play because the weak side did not react. And I think that was Kareem on that one. So that pass would have been okay if he could have caught it.
Bob McAdoo, who's moved up to third in rebounding on the Lakers and averaging over 10 points a game. He had 12 points Wednesday and 7 boards. Is into the ball game now. He replaces Kurt Rambis.
He's the only guy on the court who's not tired. He hasn't played but a fourth of the season.
Here's Kareem again with a sky hook from the baseline. So Abdul-Jabbar with 11 points on 5 for 6 shooting.
And Gilmore has to be careful that he doesn't get disappointed or get down because Kareem is off to such a good start.
This is the biggest lead the Lakers have enjoyed. Gervin. On Wednesday night, San Antonio had 4 players with 20 or more points. And of those 4, the lowest output was by George Gervin, who had 20 points. Into Wilkes. Good inside defense by San Antonio. Trying to come with it 2 now. Gilmore.
Now that's one of those shots that artists needed. You know, each player has a certain amount of psychological need for shots. He needed that one. It's a good thing he made it.
Inside, there they are again. Magic Johnson to Jamal Wilkes. We've seen it 1,000 times, and it looks so impressive every time you see it. 2:40 remaining first period. Gervin driving around McAdoo. He runs into Magic with 2:36 to go in the first period. LA leading 23-19.
And it's going to be a nice long evening because San Antonio's coming back.
If the Lakers were to win tonight, that would make 3 road wins in the series. And if you think that's unusual, it is not. In fact, as recently as 2 years ago, the Spurs lost 3 to the Houston Rockets. But look at what Boston has done in that time. In fact, Bill Russell's Celtics beat the 76ers 3 times in Philadelphia, both in '68 and in '69. And the only championship series that happened were the Boston-Milwaukee series and way back when Minneapolis played the New York Knicks. Well, I think that you got the best excitement anywhere in NBA, particularly around playoff time. San Antonio inbounding with 2:36 remaining in the first period, and Mike Mitchell from the corner. There he goes again. He's been the high scorer in 4 of the 5 games for San Antonio, including Wednesday night when he had 26. Two-point lead for LA. McAdoo using a Kareem screen. 8 seconds on the shot clock, and Michael Cooper misses the shot. Wilkes is doing a fine job inside. We'll see who tipped that ball in. It was Wilkes who has 10.
That's because he's one of the guys that I said earlier that it has to go to the offensive board and the defensive board. He's got to do a better job of rebounding.
10
and he's
points.
doing it so far. I'm sorry, Dave.
McAdoo using a Kareem screen. 8 seconds on the shot clock, and Michael Cooper misses the shot. Wilkes is doing a fine job inside. We'll see who tipped that ball in. It was Wilkes who has 10.
That's because he's one of the guys that I said earlier that it has to go to the offensive board and the defensive board. He's got to do a better job of rebounding.
10
and he's
points.
doing it so far. I'm sorry, Dave.
10 points and 3 assists for Jamal Wilkes. He has figured in 16 of the 25 for the Lakers, and here's Earvin Magic Johnson, the team's leading rebounder, to Cooper. And Gilmore got the rebound away this time. It's a 3-on-2. Banks blocked by Kareem. Gets it to Johnson. And that's Cooper. And Michael Cooper gives the Lakers a 6-point lead, and the crowd thought it was a charge. Moore given the shot by Abdul-Jabbar. Misses. Gets the rebound. Good hustle by Johnny Moore, who's playing with a bruised calf. Gervin with a drive inside. All 5 San Antonio starters are in the scoring column.
And the game is getting a little rough. They haven't called a lot of this stuff under the basket. And we'll have to watch and see what develops because players will get mad at each other. If the referees they don't get mad at the referees, they get mad at each other.
Right. McAdoo with a 6-point lead now for Los Angeles. Matches the biggest lead of the game. Moore working around Cooper, and the foul is on Michael. That's the 15th foul against the Lakers. It's their penalty now. And let's watch Michael Cooper at the other side as Edgar Jones checks in for San Antonio. Jones is in the game, replacing Banks.
You know, in the foul situation, a lot of the people in San Antonio were citing the number of free throws. So that was contact there. That was a foul on somebody. It wasn't me either. But they play different styles. That will happen because of the way they play.
Right.
But one thing is important in the foul situation. If the Lakers get into personal foul problems, it hurts them much more than if one of the San Antonio guys did, because the Lakers only play 7 guys. And so foul trouble really makes a change for them.
Mitchell. And Mike Mitchell on the turnover, and it's 29-26 now with 20 seconds to go, 21.
And there's another collision that was a foul committed.
All right, that's 2 you pointed out, and in game number 4, Cooper and Banks got into it, and they were both ejected from the game. 10 seconds to go in the first period. McAdoo is fouled. Edgar Jones fouls McAdoo. What? No foul called at the other end with a few players scattered, Russ.
Yeah, now here's a play where Mitchell goes in. Now the foul is either there's McAdoo standing there, and it's either McAdoo or, watch it, it looks like a bowling alley.
3 seconds to go. Edgar Jones has it. And that'll do it for the end of the first period. The Lakers 29, the Spurs 26. And we'll return to the Hemisphere Arena after these messages and a word from your local station. Start of the second period. Nick Stockton and Bill Russell from the Hemisphere Arena. Abdul-Jabbar and Wilkes have 11 and 10 points respectively for L.A. Johnny Moore with 7 is the high scorer for San Antonio. Durbin is fouled by Michael Cooper, and I think they're calling him a little closer now.
They've been on fast breaks.
Second personal foul on Cooper. And the Lakers, who were in the penalty in the first period, the Spurs were not, have their first foul here. Durbin did not have a good shooting night on Wednesday when he was 8 for 24, but he had 9 rebounds to help the cause there and did wind up with 20 points.
Well, he had, I thought, an outstanding game in the game Wednesday night. He didn't shoot well, but I think one of the reasons for that is that he was working very hard on doing some other things, and that sometimes will affect the shooting.
Lakers lead is 2. Nixon still trying to get the shooting range as LA still has it. They have Cooper and Nixon starting with Magic Johnson, McAdoo, and Kareem. So Michael Cooper is playing a forward position as we start the second period. McAdoo misses, and the Lakers are not shooting well from outside. Dunleavy, who is a good outside shooter, is into the game, feeds Gervin.
Who is also a good outside shooter.
An inside shooter and medium range shooter. He's hit his last 4 as Gervin, and we have a tie at 29-29. Our third tie of this game. McAdoo is looking for Kareem. Single coverage by Gilmore, leaving Nixon open.
Now that's a shot that Nixon has to have, because if he's not hitting that shot, then the Spurs will use his man to double team Kareem. And if he's lost to Jay with the jump shot, then they'll make him shoot it.
I like your lingo. 2 for 6 for Nixon. He'll have to shoot better than that, according to what Riley feels. Mike Mitchell has been shooting the eyes out of the basket all year against the Lakers.
You know, Mike Mitchell thinks he's Jerry Buss because he owns the Lakers, the way he's been shooting this series.
He's hit his last 4, and another 10-lock with a minute and a half expired in the second period. McAdoo passes to Kareem, who goes back to McAdoo. What a play by both McAdoo and Abdul-Jabbar, particularly the pass back by Kareem.
And McAdoo knows how to move without the ball, because he was the leading scorer early in his career. He knows how to get a shot off. Mitchell,
watched by McAdoo. Double team. What a pass from Mitchell to Gilmore. We are seeing some exemplary passing so far in this game.
And in heavy traffic.
Gilmore knocks it away. Lakers still have it. And coming into the ball game for the Lakers is Kurt Rambis. And Kareem will get a rest, so Rambis will play the center position, and Kareem goes to the bench.
See, they Now here's the pass. McAdoo, he went to shoot. Good defense. So he passed off to Kareem, and then he went to the open spot. And that's how it works. Give and go.
10 minutes remaining in the second. And so far, the guards are doing it again for the Spurs to keep them in there at a 16-4 scoring edge. Now the other night, San Antonio scored 54 points on offensive rebounds and turnovers. Tonight, they have 12 so far. McAdoo has his shot partially blocked by Edgar Jones, and it's San Antonio ball and a chance to take their first lead since the opening seconds of the game. Dunleavy guarded by Dixon. Cooper is on Gervin. One of the best defensive players on Gervin. Dunleavy drives and draws the foul.
Now what Dunleavy did was took advantage of the fact that the Lakers were trying to force him down one side, and when he did reverse, he went all the way to the basket.
3 fouls on Norm Nixon, sends him to the bench, and Jamal Wilkes comes in. You talked about how foul trouble hurts the Lakers more because of 7 men. Who are the key people who have to avoid foul trouble?
Well, Magic and Cooper in particular, because they play 2 positions. And Bob McAdoo, these 3 guys play 2 positions, and so when they go out, that's like losing 2 guys.
Mike Dunleavy, who will probably have surgery on an injured foot after the season, hits the free throws, and San Antonio leading 35-33, but that doesn't last long as Michael Cooper ties it up.
You know, rather than keep saying what brilliant passes that Magic is making, you might just say it's another Magic pass.
Mike Mitchell. And another, you can say, another Magic outside shot by Mitchell. He is uncanny. He has hit his last 5 shots, and it's 37-35 San Antonio. Laker ball, and they have 15 seconds to try a shot.
And a good defensive play by George Gervin.
Spurs have a lot of character. No matter what happens tonight, and they showed it in game number 5, winning at the Forum for the 2nd time in the playoffs. Rambis setting a screen for Wilkes. He uses it well. 12 points for Wilkes. He's now the high scorer in the ball game. He's shooting 6 of 9. Wilkes was 41% the first 2 games. In the last 3, he's been over 60%. Gilmore. And Edgar Jones comes out of nowhere to slam the ball up, and Magic Johnson was hit, and he is upset and shaken a little. He's all right, but he doesn't know what hit him. It was Edgar Jones. McAdoo comes back for L.A.
And he got hit, too. Pretty good.
He got hit on the top of the head. Edgar Jones.
That's something from getting haircuts, I can tell you that, when you get hit like that.
Mitchell against Rambis. And that's why Rambis has played a little less time, because he does not match up with Mitchell that well. Mike on the rebound. Mitchell, second leading rebounder for San Antonio, and Dunleavy drives in. It's been close, but since the second period has started, the Spurs have had the impetus, and they've had the lead most of the way. Although McAdoo, finding the range, has hit 2 in a row to tie it up now for the 9th time in this first half. Steps called against the Spurs.
He took them half a dozen that time.
Here coming in for San Antonio, Gene Banks, Johnny Moore, and Billy Paul seeing his first action. 34-year-old Billy Paul. Dolph Shays played in 15 playoffs in his career. Paul, this is his 13th year. Rambis goes out, replaced by Kareem for the Lakers. Wilkes up front with McAdoo. A big team for the Lakers right now with Johnson, McAdoo, and Kareem. Good fake by McAdoo as he got right past his man. Dribbled right past him. Lakers regain the lead. McAdoo's 5 of 8. Shooting well. Thanks. Turnaround. Biggest lead in the game. The Lakers, 6 points. Nearly 7 minutes to go first half. Double team on Magic. Wilkes smothered by Banks. 8 seconds on the shot clock, and Dunleavy fouls Johnson. That's the first team foul on San Antonio. And the Spurs want a timeout.
So we'll see what's going on now when we come back. Now this is another one of those forays down court by Magic Johnson. And he gets triple team here as the defense picks up, and he makes a great pass right there to Michael Cooper.
They're making him work, though.
He's got a lot of assists in these games that in this series.
He had 17 assists the last 2 games. Pretty good work.
Yes, and plus he's running the offense too. Just like it's not as spectacular as Magic, but just as effective because they're 3-2.
Well, there's what Bill Russell likes to call the magic pass. Instead of just saying it's a good pass, Russ says, why not call it the magic pass? And that's what that was, is McAdoo got free inside. So McAdoo's hit his last 4 shots. Dunleavy going for a 3-pointer. So McAdoo's hit his last 4 shots. Dunleavy going for a 3-pointer. And Mike Dunleavy, the best 3-point shooter in the NBA. Look at that pass by Magic Johnson, and McAdoo is fouled inside. And Urban Magic Johnson is finding a wide open McAdoo almost at will the last 2 times up the floor.
Now here's that last pass. There's McAdoo free, and there's the pass, hook pass.
Fouls on Mike Mitchell. That's his first foul, second team foul against San Antonio.
It seems as almost as if just as Norm Nixon lost the Magic jump shot, Bob McAdoo found it. Maybe Nixon have asked him, can he borrow some of it?
Dunleavy leads the game after hitting a 3-pointer. He's 5 for 13 in this series from that range. So now Gervin, Moore, Banks, Mitchell, and Pulse are the 5 in there for the Spurs. Gilmore is on the bench. Banks has it blocked by Kareem and knocked away by Gervin, but it's still Los Angeles ball. We're nearly halfway through the second period.
Another good defensive play by Kareem.
Lakers by 3. Biggest lead was 6. The Spurs have had a 2-point margin 4 times. Last time at 41-39. So the Lakers are on a spurt. McAdoo to Kareem. Johnson keeps it alive. From McAdoo. Not that time, but Wilkes. And the Lakers doing the job off the offensive glass. And Cooper puts the seal on it. Michael Cooper with 6 in the game. McAdoo has 14 to lead everybody. Wilkes has 12. Mitchell with 12 leads San Antonio. Working against McAdoo, and the foul is on Barr. Gilmore is going to come back in now for San Antonio.
And Billy Pulse did his job quite well.
Yes.
Because when you put a guy, when you go to your bench, you're looking for something just to keep, not lose anything. If you can keep it even, pretty much even with your subs, while the big guys are getting arrested, they've done a good job for you.
Edgar Jones comes in for Mitchell, who goes out, and Mitchell is off to another fine start, has 12 points in the game. So Edgar Jones is in. Moore to Gilmore. And he'll go to the line on Kareem's second personal foul in the game. Kareem had 4 and got into some foul trouble in game number 5 and had to come out. He's got 2 now. Nixon on the bench with 3 fouls for the Lakers. The only player in the top 5 in 3 different categories this year. He's got 8. Kareem. Magic. And that's the first basket by Magic Johnson, who has 7 assists and 7 rebounds, and he leads everyone in both categories. Gervin. Gilmore keeps it going. New clock. We're in the second period. And they'll call a foul on the Lakers. Rambis is coming back in, replacing McAdoo, who is red hot from the field. McAdoo goes out with 14 points.
They got to go over and ice his arm up.
Cooper commits his third foul. So now you talked about how Cooper could not afford foul trouble, and he's got 3.
But the thing is, he's got 4 minutes to go in this half that he has to be careful and try not to pick up another in this half. If a 3 at halftime for him is okay.
San Antonio struggling from the line, 5 for 9. They did not have a good shooting night from the free throw line Wednesday. Lakers by 4. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell. Rambis with a gift from Magic Johnson.
They clocked that one at 60 miles an hour, Dick. You have to have good hands to catch it, though. You have to have good hands, and Rambis does have good hands.
Now, because of the Laker foul trouble at guard with Nixon and Cooper, Klay Johnson is going to be coming into the ball game for Los Angeles. But first, the turnover. Wilkes has it. Cooper working against Moore, and Johnny fouls Michael Cooper.
Now, here's that pass we were talking about. Cooper to Magic, and there's that pass to Rambis. And really extraordinary about that is that a guy flashed in between him and the ball, and then most of the time a guy will lose sight of the ball, will miss the pass. But he caught it.
Johnny Moore's foul, his first 13th foul. The Lakers in the penalty with 4:11 to play. Waiting to come in is Klay Johnson, who has played only 3 minutes so far in this series. He's waiting for Cooper, who's on the line.
They have a couple of players that if you don't know how to defend them, that don't play much for the Lakers, are very good players. And Klay Johnson's one of them.
When he comes in, I want you to talk about him and what Nixon told us the other day. Johnny Moore on a fine drive went around Rambis. Lakers had their biggest lead of the game. Now it's back to 6. Under 4 minutes to play. First half. Pat O'Brien coming up at halftime. Abdul-Jabbar with a long hook. And Moore again. Bill said the spark plug of his team. Pass. Jones went up. And here comes Klay Johnson. Mike Mitchell comes in for San Antonio. But what did Norm Nixon tell us about the second-year player from Missouri the other day?
That he's faster than anyone on the team. He can jump. And if he went left sometimes instead of going exclusively right, no one could guard him.
That's
from
Norm
great
Nixon.
Play. That's what Norm Nixon said. And Norm Nixon is a fast guy.
He's the 4th guard in the middle of the season. And he's from Missouri. He's 6'4", and the Lakers obviously feel he has talent. He's in the game, and we'll be back. Crowd chanting defense now. 55-51, Los Angeles. Kareem, good position for Abdul-Jabbar, who is fouled. Nixon and Cooper have 3 with Kareem 2 personal.
If the Lakers maintain the lead until the half, they would really done well, because with Nixon and Cooper out of the ball game, that's a different club for him.
On top of the foul trouble, Michael Cooper also has bruised right rib, so he's hurting in a couple areas, physically and in the foul department. Kareem misses. Klay Johnson crashes the boards, and he'll be hit, I believe, with a loose ball foul. How does he feel, this youngster in his second year from Missouri, in this kind of a pressure game?
Like a violin string. Taunt. Now, he's a good shooter, but if you notice, when he's out there, he's just feeling his way around. He's not even looking at the basket. And it'll take some time and some experience before he'll say, okay, now, I belong out here and I can play. Right now, he's just trying to keep from hurting the team.
Here is Mike Mitchell, who came over from Cleveland last year for a #1 draft choice.
And one more thing we should bring up, while the Lakers on defense, with Klay Johnson, they don't have that timing factor that the other guys have, because they're so used to playing together.
He wasn't one of their top 7 or even top 8. Mark Landsberger really was the 8th player. And Rambis just fires that past Wilkes. And keep in mind, in case you've lost track, that James Worthy, who had such a terrific rookie season, out with a broken leg. Rambis and Mitchell muscling. Moore controlling against Clay Johnson. An illegal defense called against Los Angeles, and that will be a technical foul. Second one against LA. And that's what Stan Albeck said. He says, I want to try and spread and isolate the offense enough to try to expose the Lakers' zone defense, as he calls it.
Well, he's got it about right.
And the Iceman will shoot it. 2:34 remaining in the first half. 3-point lead. Gervin and Moore have 11. McAdoo has come back in. He has been hot from the field. He has 14 points. And he's 6 for 10 shooting. Spurs can come within one unless they hit a three-pointer. Mitchell. McAdoo feigns a charge. Banks at the other side. Mitchell had it. It was kind of a high pass. Banks fired it to him, and it's out of bounds. Laker ball. There was a chance for San Antonio to score and come within one. 2:15 to go now in the first half. Banks on Wilkes. Long one for Jamal, an air ball. He'll get another chance. Magic tried to tip it in, and here comes San Antonio with Mike Mitchell leaving it for Gervin. Off of Gervin's leg, L.A. ball.
Good defensive play by Clay Johnson. A couple of good plays like that, and then he'll start looking at the basket.
Magic Johnson, strip. Clay Johnson comes in. So Clay Johnson, alert. Now San Antonio wants to get it back in a hurry, and Gene Banks does just that. Fast-paced action now, 58-55. Wilkes from the corner. And the basket counts, and we'll have a San Antonio foul as well. That'll be their 15th foul, so they're in the penalty as well. A flurry of points in the last minute, and the Lakers lead by 5. If they win this game, they'll play Philadelphia at the Spectrum Sunday, 3:30 Eastern, Game 1 of the NBA Championship round. If the Spurs come back and win here, it'll be Game 7 at the Forum, 3:30 Sunday, all on CBS.
I'll tell you one thing, the last 2 days, the Lakers have given absolutely no thought to the 76ers.
Gervin, first foul, and Wilkes misses, so it's still 5-point lead. The Lakers bench has had it all over San Antonio's in the scoring department. Wilkes on a block. Fine defense by Jamal Wilkes, and he's played good defense against Gervin throughout.
And that was a very important block at this time because they want to leave the court at halftime with the lead.
Magic inside. McAdoo, no basket. The foul was before the shot. It's on the Spurs.
George Gervin.
His second. And the Lakers will shoot. You want to see some physical contact in this playoff.
You see, this is a contact sport. That here's the hit right. Oh, that's smart. That could be why he missed the free throw. He couldn't focus.
Magic Johnson, normally outstanding at the line, misses. He misses both. He has 2 points, but 10 assists and 9 rebounds. Under a minute to play in the first half. Johnny Moore in trouble. Loses it to Kareem with 50 seconds to go. Johnson to Clay Johnson. And there's Wilkes. Magic into Kareem. Basket no good and a foul. Mike Mitchell, his second personal foul, and Kareem will go to the line. Magic Johnson, despite 2 points, has been brilliant in the playmaking and rebounding department in this first half for LA.
Oh, he's a pretty good all-around player.
Okay. Kareem, by the way, is averaging 29 points in his playoff career. His second to Jerry West all-time average is at 29.1. It's the free throw. 7-point lead, 40 seconds to go.
Now the Lakers would like to keep make them take as much time so that they don't have too many. They would like to even it out with the possessions.
Mitchell goes up without it. Kareem has it. And the Lakers can go to the dressing room maybe with their biggest lead. McAdoo. Klay Johnson gets the offensive rebound. And now the Lakers can play for the last shot.
Magic is playing for the shot.
Klay Johnson showed how high he can get at 6'4". Kurt Rambis comes into the game.
And I think Bob McAdoo got a knee in the thigh. He's in a little pain there. I think they're going to call a 20-second timeout there. I think it was in the thigh. It was either there or some other place.
Jack Curran, fine Laker trainer, out with McAdoo.
Since we only got 12 seconds.
14 points, is tied with Wilkes and Abdul-Jabbar with the scoring lead for the Lakers. So Rambis comes in for him, and there are 12 seconds to play in this first half. If the Lakers can score, they'll go to the dressing room with a 9-point lead, their biggest. Jamal Wilkes, who has an outstanding all-around game with 14 points, 4 rebounds, 5 assists, and a block shot inbounding. Watch the clock. Kareem hits the sky hook with 3 seconds to go. And that'll do it. The Lakers have to be pleased with the first half because they have their biggest lead of the game at 64-55. The Lakers have their biggest lead of the game, 9 at halftime of Game 6 of the Western Finals. Dick Stockton along with Bill Russell. Let's take a look at some halftime statistics. The Lakers have out-rebounded San Antonio off the offensive glass. San Antonio had a 21-13 edge Wednesday. Big change there. The Spurs have also turned the ball over more times than the Lakers, and the Lakers have capitalized with 14 points that way. The scoring off the bench, 24-7 LA, but keep in mind that McAdoo has 14, Cooper 8, and both of those players are injured right now. And as far as the game scores are concerned, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar has scored 16 and Mike Mitchell has 13 for the San Antonio Spurs. Bill Russell, how do you assess the first half? Why are the Lakers in front, and what can we look forward to perhaps soon?
I think the primary reason the Lakers are in front, they got an unexpected boost from Bob McAdoo. 14 points. You never expect that in the first half or on a halftime from one of the guys come off the bench, no matter how good they are. And the other thing is, I think that about the middle of the first quarter, the Lakers had an edge. They gave it up, and they came back and they finished the second quarter very strong. Now, in order, the San Antonio Spurs have to get off to a good start at third quarter, because if they get too far behind, I think that they may veer away from their game. And so they've got to come down now and get that ball inside to Artis and get George Gervin scoring. But they got to pick up the defense and get some fast break baskets.
The Lakers behind Kareem and Wilkes started strong, but the Spurs behind Mitchell and Gervin rallied to tie it at 29. There were 6 more ties until the Lakers broke away from a 41-41 standoff behind McAdoo scoring and Magic's rebounding and assists. Finally, the end of the half with that spurt, as Bill talked about, and so Norman Nixon, who has 3 personal fouls and 4 points and hasn't gotten untracked in this game, will start at guard along with Magic Johnson, Kurt Rambis, Jamal Wilkes up front with Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. There's the Iceman, George Gervin, who will inbound the ball. 22 points for the backcourt starters, only 6 for the Lakers starting backcourt. Moore against Nixon, who's got 3 fouls. Blocked by Kareem into Nixon's hands.
See, what the Lakers like to do is funnel everything to Kareem. This is why I said it's more important that he does that defensive thing than to get the rebounds.
Opening it up to 11. Well, watch what Bill said about the Spurs coming on strong here in the third period, not falling too far behind. Gene Banks to Gilmore, or at least intended for Gilmore. No one touched it. Lakers again. Jamal Wilkes gets in position inside and he travels.
A little bitty steps. Shot blockers will make you do things like that.
You know, you call that before the official. I kind of think you'd be better off as an official. I don't know. What you think?
No, thank you.
When you're
no,
not
thank you. And again, no, thank you.
When you're not working with me, I like you right here. Gilmore out to George Gervin. Wilson is face. Magic Johnson loses the battle to Mitchell, but they'll jump it up. Mitchell and Johnson.
That sounds like a team, Mitchell and Johnson.
Or a law firm. Spurs and White, they have it. Looking to get it into Artis. Doubled by Johnson.
They want to make him pass.
And then deny the ball back. Here come the Lakers. He's got Johnson. Nixon does on his right, and Norm Nixon will carry it himself. The Lakers off to the hot start, not the Spurs, and it's 68-55, and a quick timeout by Stan Albeck.
Yes, he knows that this is a timeout, a very important timeout. He's got to get the momentum away from the Lakers.
Back in San Antonio, Texas, Dick Stockton and Bill Russell. The Los Angeles Lakers have scored 10 points in a row since 58-55 late in the second quarter. So they've continued the spurt in the early third. Lakers in a trap. Mike Mitchell. Moore and Gilmore. San Antonio ball.
Now, San Antonio offense is not smooth. They're not moving the ball the way they have to move it. And the Lakers are making them look for a long outside shot. And if they can do that, the Lakers have a good chance to fast break off of those shots.
George Gervin is fouled. Gervin, by the way, has no field goals since the first minute of the second period, Marty Aronoff, our statistician, informs us. There have been times during this series when Gervin has been silenced in several periods during a game. The foul was on Rambis, his first. Moore against Nixon. Wilkes is on Gervin. Good position for Gilmore. And they're going to jump it up.
He has to fake and move around, and he didn't have enough room because of that triple team and double team is there. The other night they were getting the ball to him in a better position so that he could move right away.
All right, Johnny Moore shooting over Magic. Way off the mark. Kareem couldn't hold it.
He has to put a fork in it right there. That's time from jumping away.
Talk about Gervin only getting one field goal since the second. Since the first, Gilmore only has one field goal since the first period. And there's his first one since the first period, a second one.
No sooner said than done.
Gilmore with 10 points. So 4 of the 5 starters in double figures for San Antonio. Mitchell leading with 13. 11-point lead. Norman Nixon off the glass. He's got 8. He averaged 15 for the season and 21 so far in this series. Moore penetrating. The other night in Game 3, Johnny Moore hit the key basket almost every time for San Antonio. Wednesday night, that was game number 5. This is game 6. Moore doubling Kareem if he can. Nixon, he's hit his last 3 shots. In trouble. And Johnny Moore brings it up. Loops it for Gilmore.
Magic thought he got pushed out of the way a little bit.
9-point game. Lakers were up by 13, so Spurs are making a comeback with 8:50 remaining in the third period.
That was a good timeout that Stan Albeck called.
He's a good coach. His record shows it. Kareem. There's a rally breaker. 18 for Abdul-Jabbar. He's the game's high scorer. He's shooting over 50% in this game. He had his best field goal year, second best of his career this season. Gervin puts a move on Wilkes. But Rambis gets the boards and gets it out to Magic. 3-on-2. Look at the speed. Draws the foul.
He knew he was going to get a hit on that one. He played the shot counting on a good, strong hit. And here comes Magic down there. He sees the situation. He knows he's going to get a hit. Now he braces himself for the hit and tries to make a shot, but he doesn't make it. But he was ready for that hit.
He's a little double pump there to see if he can get the foul and then get the basket. He has struggled a little bit from the line. He has been a brilliant free throw shooter, but is having his problems. Team with one team foul. 0 for 4 for Magic Johnson as he shakes his head going up court.
And the longer it goes, the harder it is to make that next one.
The Iceman to Johnny Moore on the base. Out to Moore and George Gervin.
Good assist by Johnny Moore on that play.
9-point game. Nixon. Mitchell the rebound. Johnson gets it back, and look at this. Look what I found, says Kareem. He's got 20 now. He had 30 Wednesday night. In fact, he has 30 points in 2 of the 5 games so far.
And Johnny Moore is a little distracted. He's holding a conversation with the referee.
7.5 remaining in the 3rd period. Gilmore. And they're scrapping. Mitchell and Rambis almost went into a fight. And as you pointed out before Wednesday's game, the officials are going to have to control this thing.
The players will not be able to, and as I said it before, they'll get mad at each other and not the official.
Crowd has churned up a few notches. Gilmore on Kareem. And Gene Banks will try to bring the Spurs to 7, and it'll still be San Antonio ball.
Good hustle by Kurt Rambis. He came from the blind side. There's Mitchell on the rebound there.
And look where Kareem was.
And he knows what to do with it when you find something like that. Put it away.
Magic Johnson has done everything but score. He has 14 assists, 10 rebounds, and 2 steals. He's having trouble off the line and hasn't scored, but if you want to know about contributions, he's made it. Under 7 minutes to go, 3rd period. Dick Stockton and Bill Russell. George Gervin going in, and he gets what he wanted. Last time the Spurs held the lead was at 41-39 in the 2nd period.
And Pat Riley has not been able to use Bob McAdoo or Michael Cooper this half. And he may or may not be able to use him, and that can make a huge difference because those guys are a very important part of this Laker team.
7-point game. So they cut off more than half of what the 13-point deficit was in this rally. And the Spurs are playing tight defense. Moore now doubling on Kareem if he can. Nixon is free, and a long sky hook is missed. But the Lakers get another offensive rebound. And Jamal Wills. Taking it down is Mitchell. Spurs trying to cut it now to 5. They do. That's Gilmore, 16 points.
And just as St. Aubert called that timeout, which is a great call, they've taken charge of the tempo of this game.
So they did what they had to do. They got back into the thick of it. Norm Nixon with a fine drive inside. He's in double figures in the game.
And if the jump shot doesn't work, do the next best thing.
5:45 remaining, 3rd period. Gilmore setting a pick for George Gervin. Kareem. I think the ball was misfired by Magic. And Johnny Moore penetrates inside, no foul, and Artis Gilmore. He has hit his last 5 shots to bring the Spurs to within 5. So we're seeing another shootout of the big 7-footers tonight. Kareem has 20, Gilmore has 18. Nixon getting hot. 2 in a row for Norm Nixon.
He found the missing J. Jump shot.
After finding the missing L layup. Now Michael Cooper comes off the bench, and so with the bruised ribs that he was nursing, he's going to give it a shot. Banks. Moore. And Johnny Moore fighting on the offensive rebounds, but Kareem comes back. Driving on the other side, Jamal Wilkes with a layup.
And that was an outstanding pass by Norm Nixon because he made a bounce pass on the run, left-handed. And he's a right-handed player. That's an outstanding play.
And they make it
the right
look,
spin on it. I'm sorry.
they make it look easier than it is, don't they?
Yes. I know how tough that one is, even if you're left-handed.
Durbin into Banks, draws the foul. Kareem was inside. Let's see if Abdul-Jabbar is hit with it. It is. That's his third personal foul. Here's that pass again.
Now, I see he dribbled the ball right-handed there. Makes that pass. Perfect bounce right there to the guy with the good hands. Now, here's that pass when Johnny Moore got inside. On Nixon. He looks. There's Kareem. Then he makes a nice little pass to Artis. He really knows what to do when he's that close. Both guards are playing outside. Playing outstanding.
Michael Cooper is coming to the ball game, replacing Kurt Rambis. And here's Gene Banks, who has only 5 points, but 2 rebounds. Don't forget, he is playing with a sprained ankle. He reported to practice on crutches before Wednesday's game. We haven't seen McAdoo yet, who is doubtful of returning. 7-point lead, 4 minutes to play, third period. Lakers in front. If they win this game, they go on to Philadelphia Sunday to start the championship series. If the Spurs come back and win, we have Game 7 Sunday. It all begins at 3:30 Eastern Time on CBS. Durbin will foul Johnson. It'll be a one-shot foul, or a foul without a shot. That is the third team foul on the Spurs. Each side with 3 now. 3 team fouls in the period.
And I think one of the reasons that George Gervin is not having a good shooting night is that he's been working very hard defensively and on the boards. And that will take away from your shooting.
Durbin has 3 fouls. Norm Nixon. And Wilkes the rebound, and they're going to call a loose ball foul against the Lakers. It's on Wilkes.
They figured he pushed to get the rebound.
14 fouls now against Los Angeles. One more there in the penalty, with 3:25 to go in the third period as Moore works against Nixon. Johnny Moore from Altoona, Pennsylvania. Went to school at Texas. Mike Mitchell. What can you say? He's averaging nearly 8 more points against the Lakers here than he did in the regular season. Timeout. And it's the Lakers over the Spurs by 5. 10 seconds on the shot clock. In and out. Wilkes. They had a couple of chances, but now San Antonio can cut it to 3, but Michael Cooper on a steal turns into a 2-on-1 fast break. Big steal by Michael Cooper. And Mitchell kicks the ball, but Banks is there in the corner. 82-75. Johnny Moore. He's got 15 points. Michael Cooper. This is the layup, and now San Antonio can cut it to 3. Mitchell fights loose ball, knocks it into the hands of Nixon. He'll settle it down. Kareem was trying to draw the foul, and Gilmore knocked it into the hands of Nixon. Wilkes is open momentarily. Each side has had several chances, up and down. Spurs can still narrow it to 3. Durbin. Under 2 minutes to go, as you can see. It's been a big comeback for San Antonio. They were down by 13 points early in this third period after the Lakers scored 10 in a row. And this is the closest they've been. Kareem fighting Gilmore. And a big basket for L.A. Gives them a little breathing room.
Very little.
Seconds on the shot clock. 8 now. Artis. In and out. Mitchell had it and lost it. And the Lakers, Michael Cooper. Magic. Nixon. Artist with another rebound. He's got 12. And Johnny Moore feeds Gene Banks. Banks again. No foul. Loose ball. Tipped up and in. I think it was Moore, but I'll check. Look at Alba. It was Johnny Moore. Three-point game, 23 seconds and 7 on the shot clock here in the third. They're all over Abdul-Jabbar. And Jamal Wilkes in the lane. And Kareem finally ended the siege by stuffing it through with 9 seconds and 8 seconds now remaining in the period. A frenzy, both ends of the floor, the last minute and a half of this period.
This is NBA basketball at its best.
It sure is, Bill. 86-81. Gilmore. No basket. And no foul.
Now here's Johnny Moore taking it in. Passed it to Banks. Missed it. Another hustle play there. Block shot. Tipped up. Goes aboard again. And they're not giving up on this one.
At the end of the third period, it's 86-81. Los Angeles will return after these messages and a word from your local station. We're back in San Antonio. Dick Stockton, Bill Russell. Start of the fourth period. It's 86-81 the Lakers. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar, 24, leads Los Angeles. And Artis Gilmore, 18, leads San Antonio. Moore and Gervin have 17. And for the Lakers, Wilkes has 16. McAdoo, 14. But McAdoo will not play the rest of the game with a pulled thigh muscle. And he's coming in. He was told that he probably wouldn't play, and it is heavily bandaged. So Pat Riley not taking any chances, is he?
No, he's going all out to see what he can come up with.
Kareem gets the first basket here to open up a 7-point lead. He hurt him. Dunleavy at the point guard now as Johnny Moore gets a rest. He's experienced as Dunleavy. Been with Houston to the NBA Finals. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Nixon on him. Artis Gilmore with a nice, pretty left-handed hook shot. Cooper coming right back down against Dunleavy in the offensive foul, and the intelligence of Dunleavy paid off there. He got position on Cooper.
Yeah, that was a good defensive play.
He paid for it.
Oh yes, you have to pay for it. When you're going to take a charge, you've got to take the hit. You can't turn away. You got to stay there and take it, and that's smart.
McAdoo has left the game. He tried it, and it doesn't seem to be working. So Rambis is back in there. Gervin in a crowd. Edgar Jones, who has not been shooting in any sense of the form, takes a shot that San Antonio probably didn't want to take. Fourth period. Norman Nixon. Magic Johnson on the rebound. Goes up without it. He just lost it. Spurs Banks to Edgar Jones.
And Kareem is doing a good job on the boards in this game. He's doing the best job he's done, I think, in the whole series.
Lakers shot 51% in the first half, 43 in this half, thanks to Spurs' good defense to help San Antonio back in. Rambis, good hustle inside. 8 points for Kurt Rambis. He's 4 for 4 from the field. 3 minutes gone by, fourth period.
Now, that's what San Antonio has to execute their offense. They're trying to get it inside to Gilmore. That's not the shot they wanted, but it worked.
That's one of those shots where you say, don't do it, don't do it. Nice shot, right?
Right.
Edgar Jones. 90-86 now. Tight, taut game. Lakers won the first 2 in San Antonio. Norman Nixon. with 14 points. Pat Riley trying to get to the NBA Finals for the second straight year and repeat as the world champion. Team fouls are 1 and 1. Dunleavy. Johnny Moore's had a lot of time resting. He'll be coming back, and he'll be well rested when he does. Dunleavy has done a good job in his stead at point guard. Here's Mike Mitchell. He's been hitting those jumpers. Now the Lakers come back, trying to make it a 6-point game. Make it an 8-point game. The basket is not good.
I don't think so.
Not good.
They got 2 free throws you got to make.
Edgar Jones, second foul, second team foul on San Antonio. This is the first time in the series that the Spurs have been to the free throw line more than the Lakers. By the way, Jones now has 3 personals, not 2.
But in this game, the Lakers have played that setup game much more, and that way there's a chance that changes the game, actually the tempo of the game, so that they will get in more foul trouble and will do more fouls.
Johnny Moore coming back in the ball game. Dunleavy goes out. He scored 7 points. Michael Cooper, perfect 2 for 2 from the line, and it's an 8-point game now. And now San Antonio, when you consider there's plenty of time, but they don't want this game to get too much into double figures now.
Right, and they got Johnny Moore back in there.
Spreading out their offense. Gervin's double team doesn't make the layup. There's a gift. Each center has had a gift in this game. That was Artis Gilmore's.
That's Magic. Thought maybe he could fly the way he came out of there.
13 rebounds for Gilmore, and he has 22 points. Another fine game for the veteran from Jacksonville. Gervin. Spurs can come within 4. Loads of time remaining. Mitchell. Amazing.
In heavy traffic. Pretty good defense on that.
Moore, Gervin, and Mitchell all have 17 in the game, trailing Gilmore's 22. Magic Johnson. And Mitchell gets the rebound. And now it could be a 2-point game. George Gervin, top of the key. And the Lakers coming back. Cooper. Mitchell, help, and Gilmore on defense. Now Johnny Moore will wait for the rest of the ball club, and Jones will go in, and is fouled. Edgar Jones is fouled going in, and that'll be the second team foul on the Lakers in this 4th period.
Now the Lakers will have to use probably some of their free throws because their guys have got to be tired.
Second foul on Rambis, and we'll return to the Hemisphere Arena after these messages and a word from your local station. McAdoo suffered a bruised thigh before the end of the half, was taped up, and tried to give it a go in the 3rd period, and came out after less than a minute. And that really hurts the Lakers, as you talked about, foul trouble or an injury like that, Bill.
Yes, because these guys, the first half he gave them, and then he's not able to contribute all the second half. That makes a major difference. But ever since Stan Auerbach called that timeout to stop the Laker momentum, the Spurs have had control of the game. And that's how they've been able to get back in. They've taken control of the game. And the Lakers have been able to fight them off so far, but the Spurs have been in control.
That was a 13-point lead when Auerbach called a timeout after the Lakers scored 10 in a row. That's what they're doing here at the Hemisphere Arena. They're making a lot of noise. The closest the Spurs and Auerbach have come were 84-81 since that 13-point lead. And now they can come closer. 2 free throws for Jones would make it a 2-point game. In game 5, it was San Antonio 2-1 rebounding over the Lakers in that crucial final period. This is what the story is so far in the final period in this game. 2-1 Lakers edge. McAdoo, by the way, had scored 14 points in the first half. So he was giving them scoring. Even rebounding the other game. Edgar Jones.
Just chipped the paint.
Came over from the Detroit Pistons. Also played with Milwaukee and the New Jersey Nets. He missed them both. Lakers still up by 4. Kareem has 10 rebounds. It's more than the average in the regular season. Kareem is watched by Artis Gilmore, and Moore knocks it away momentarily. Jamal Wills and Gilmore have position on Kareem. Under 6 minutes to go in the 4th period. George Gervin has a shot blocked by Magic Johnson, and it's going to be Lakers ball. Good play by Magic. Gervin is struggling again from the field. He's 6 for 16 in this game. Edgar Jones goes out of the ball game. Gene Banks is back. So it's the starting 5. Gilmore, Banks, Mitchell, Moore, and Gervin for San Antonio on defense.
Now every time down the court is an important possession now. This is what you call crunch time.
Steps called against Kareem. He travels. Gilmore held his ground pretty well.
Well, after Gilmore fell down, there was no pressure. That's what caused the defense. He's so used to all that pressure, there's no pressure. You got to take steps to keep him falling down himself.
Turnover on the San Antonio side. So the Spurs have had 2 chances to cut the lead to 2. They missed 2 free throws, and then they turn it over. Cooper. And Gene Banks got in between Wilkes and Kareem for the rebound, and let's see if the Spurs can narrow it again.
I can tell you this, the Lakers have really not shot well the last couple minutes of this quarter.
Out of bounds.
They played good defense, but they have shot atrocious. Now that it's been bad.
Norman Nixon. Rambis is out of the game. So Nixon and Johnson will be the guards. Wilkes and Cooper, and a steal by Nixon. All the way goes Norman Nixon with a big basket for the Lakers. And it's 96-90.
Big play there. And this is what the Lakers feel they can do, going down the stretch in the crunch, that they can make the big plays. This is what they have felt, although it didn't work out that way last Wednesday.
8 seconds on the shot clock. Gervin against Kareem. Blocked by Kareem. Gervin again. And second effort for George Gervin, who has 19 points in the game. We've had 9 ties in the game. Winding down the 4 minutes to go in the 4th period. Long sky hook by Kareem Mitchell. Lakers by 4. Gene Banks possessing over to Moore. Out of bounds, LA ball.
Off of Gilmore. It's good call by the referee under the basket.
Top scorers, Kareem 26 for the Lakers. Gilmore 22 for the Spurs. And a timeout called for by Pat Riley.
And these timeouts are not only for strategy, but he's had to play his guys a lot of minutes tonight.
And good defense by Norm Nixon here.
Made him give up the break. And Kareem made him give up the easy shot. Stop here. Don't throw the ball away. Run your plays the way you're supposed to run them. Try to get the right timing and make the other team stop you. And most times they'll either foul you or you get your shot off. And that's what you mean by execute. Concentrate on running your plays properly.
You were talking about the shooting situation in the game as you check the timeouts. They're even the rest of the way. The Lakers are shooting 29% in this period. Spurs not that much better at 36%. 4-point game. Lakers. Michael Cooper. And it comes out to Mike Mitchell, who gets to Gene Banks, and Nixon will foul him. That'll be
foul.
Yep, 13th foul will not be a shooting foul, so the Spurs will inbound it from the side. 3 team fouls against LA.
They had a 4-on-2, and that foul because they went to the corner, that foul. There's not a shooting foul. And so now they got it. The defense is packed in. And they got to run the defense and work for the shot. And work to get a good shot.
4 fouls on Norm Nixon. Big possession for San Antonio. They're trailing by 4. Moore and Magic comes out quickly. 6 seconds on the shot clock. Moore is in trouble with 3 seconds. And they may not get it off. They don't. And the Lakers just smothered San Antonio on defense there.
Now Lakers defense, good defense, and the play broke down, and they didn't recover from it. They went in, they didn't have a shot, and they didn't reset. And so they end up with a one-on-one situation. That's what they have to avoid.
And it all started with that smart foul by Nixon to allow San Antonio to set up.
Right, to make them have to execute or run their plays properly.
Stan Albeck with instructions to his team. Under 3 minutes to go. In the 4th period, the Lakers are up 96-92. They'd like to go to Philadelphia Sunday. Kareem with a big sky hook from the baseline at 28 for Abdul-Jabbar. And the pressure mounts on San Antonio with just about 2.5 remaining in the 4th period. Durbin. Gilmore fights. Gilmore has Durbin the offensive rebound and draws the foul. 2:22.
That's got to be on the big guy. 33.
That's his 4th foul. So Nixon and Kareem each with 4 fouls. And the team's 4th foul. 1 more and it'll be the penalty. San Antonio's committed 2 fouls. So they've got a couple they can give. Durbin needs this to bring the Spurs to within 4. He's got 20 now in the game. And that's what he had Wednesday. He's been a 4-time scoring champion in the NBA. Now Durbin 7-9 with 21 points. Timeout called for. Timeout. And you know, the crowd, which has been kind of calm and kind of loud, is kind of on the edge of their seats right now in anticipation.
Well, they're waiting for the other shoe to drop one way or another. They want to know if they want to be upset or happy. And this is that kind of game that it sort of quiets you down because they're not out of it and they can't seem to get over the hump.
This was the 22nd timeout called for by the Lakers. So they have 3 timeouts, 3 full timeouts remaining. San Antonio has 3 plus for 20.
Now what Stan Auerbach was doing then was telling the guys their defensive assignments and probably telling them when, if you make a breakdown and you get the ball, what play to run offensively because we got to get it doesn't do you any good if you stop them and you turn around and you don't score.
2:22 on the clock. Los Angeles has it with a 4-point lead. And 2:20 to go. Spurs still have 2 fouls they can give and not be penalized at the line. Important defensive segment for San Antonio. A 6-point lead here would be big for the Lakers. And driving it is Michael Cooper, who gets a big basket on a feed from Kareem.
On a great pass from Kareem.
Under 2 minutes to go now. Don't forget, San Antonio has that 3-point play in their arsenal with Johnny Moore, who was 3 for 3 the other day. Going for one of them here. Misses. Loose ball, Gilmore. Saves it. Out to Banks. 1:43 on the clock. Moore with a fake. Cooper won't give him the 3-point shot. Durbin gets 2. 4-point game, Lakers lead. 1:36 of showing. The crowd is yelling defense, and that's what the Spurs must do here.
And a couple guys you haven't heard from lately, that's Nixon and Jamal Wilkes.
Nixon driving right around George Durbin is fouled. So San Antonio did not switch effectively, and Durbin on the switch allowed Nixon to go around him, and ultimately he was fouled.
Well, these 2 guys, Nixon let's look at this replay here. Here's Cooper to Nixon to Cooper. Pass goes away from the ball. And Kareem makes that nice pass right down the middle.
Nixon hits the free throw. 1:20 on the clock. Each team with 14 fouls now in the final period. Next one in there in the penalty. He makes one or two, and Wilkes comes up. Can't save it. He almost came up with a very important rebound that might have broken the backs of San Antonio. But now the Spurs have a life, and they're going to talk it over. Here's our story. Fourth period, Game 6, Western Finals. Los Angeles leading 101-96 with 1:16 to play. Each team with 14 fouls. San Antonio with, in essence, 3 timeouts remaining. LA with 3. San Antonio ball, and they're down by 5. Too early, obviously, for 3 points to consider. Would you think or not?
Well, they have a couple guys like Moore that might make a three-pointer because that's within his range, and they're going to make him try to shoot the outside shot. They want to keep him from getting Gilmore inside or Mitchell on the baseline or George Gervin from anywhere, so that what may be left is a three-point shot.
Eugene Banks will inbound for the Spurs. Banks, Moore, Gervin, Gilmore, and Mitchell. Here's Mitchell. Looping into Gilmore. Gilmore gets the 2 easy ones. And it didn't take long.
And that was a breakdown defensively on the weak side for the Lakers.
Timeout LA, and that's the last thing Pat Riley wanted to see. An inside jam with very little time used off the clock.
Almost no time, because the clock doesn't start until he touches the ball.
So this is as close as the Spurs have come. 3 points. We're getting down, and crunch time is now crunchier.
So every possession becomes critical. And all you're going to do is you have to execute.
1:12 to go. Let's see if the play that brought San Antonio back in a hurry to bring them within 3, Bill.
Well, they use a stack along the paint there. Arch Gilmore's got a good position, and he held Kareem off. Got the ball underneath, and he knows what to do when he gets in close.
Antonio Spurs a send-off, either for the summer vacation or a trip to LA in Game 7 Sunday. Kareem, Nixon, and Cooper have all but 6 of the Laker points this half. 3-point game, 101-98. A minute to go. 11 on the shot clock. Out of bounds, San Antonio ball. And they can come within 1. Albach and Riley.
Well, they got a play set up.
.13 on the shot clock. Moore was in 3-point territory. 9 now. Gervin drives up, scoops it in, and it's a 1-point game.
And that's what you have to get. Now the Lakers have to score on this possession, because they're going to run it down under 24.
This is the big possession now. Nixon guarded by Moore. Jamal Wilkes with Mitchell. 4 seconds on the shot clock. And Wilkes fires up a prayer, and Moore has it with 10 seconds to go. And the Spurs, they want a timeout, and Johnny Moore will get it. A timeout has been called, and I don't think Moore saw the signal. San Antonio timeout with 8 seconds to go, and it's all going to be settled in the next 8 seconds.
I used to hate to play in these kinds.
The Lakers have led all the way since it was 41-41. They had a 13-point lead early in the third period, and the Spurs have come back to trail by 1 with 10 seconds on the clock. It was 8, and the timeout was called at 10, so they moved the clock back from 8 to 10.
And the game is here. They have to take it. Now the Lakers are going to hopefully make them shoot the outside shot. And what San Antonio wants to do is take it down to shoot, not too early, so that they make it the Lakers have time for timeout, but they want to shoot in case they miss. They have time for offensive rebound. So you don't want to take it down so you just get the shot off. In case you miss, you want to have time for at least 1 or 2 offensive rebounds. So you try to take a shot with maybe 3 or 4 or even 5 seconds left. So if you make it, they'll have time to call timeout and maybe set a shot up.
Well, San Antonio maybe call another timeout.
They just might do that, but what they want to do is set the play up, and they may want to check and see the Laker defense. After they do, that's what some of the coaches do sometimes, to see what kind of defense they're going to put on for the play.
There's the timeout story. George Gervin, who got the last bucket, has 25. Artis Gilmore, 24. And it's all going to unfold here. George Gervin just came over to Russell and gave him a big smile. And Russell says, I know where you've been.
Oh, boy, I hate to be out there.
Well, you paid your dues, I believe.
Oh. This will age a player and a coach quicker than any 5 things he'll ever do.
10 seconds to go. San Antonio trails by 1. If they lose, they go home. If they win, we go to a 7th game. Gervin will inbound the play. Seven seconds does San Antonio have to get the ball into the midcourt line. They got 7 to get it to midcourt. 10 to go in the 4th period. Here it is. Moore. Mike Mitchell. Here's Mitchell. 1 second. The game is over, and the Lakers have won the Western title. They dance off the floor to the Lakers. Gilmore and Kareem, 2 good friends off the court. And what a battle they displayed on the court. Jerry Buss. Gilmore in defeat. Magnificent. And the Los Angeles Lakers, by winning 3 games here at the Hemisphere in San Antonio, have eliminated the San Antonio Spurs 4 games to 2. And as a result, will now go to Philadelphia's Spectrum for Game 1 of the NBA's World Championship Series, Sunday, 3:30.
And Pat Riley went all out to win this game because he says his attitude has to be win this one and we'll worry about the next series tomorrow. But we got to win this one because we're banged up, we got guys tired, and I would rather be playing the first game under these conditions than the 7th game under these conditions.
I don't think there's any question because the Lakers, the last thing they needed, Bill, was a 7th game, especially on a court where they had lost 2 out of 3. You don't want to go to a 7th game or anything can happen. We saw what happened with Philadelphia beating Boston at Boston Garden last year. The Lakers wanted this one. They wanted to end it here. Back here in San Antonio, where the Lakers defeated the Spurs 101-100, and the Miller most valuable player is Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. 28 points, 10 rebounds, 4 assists, 4 blocked shots. The man they went to whenever they needed something. And Miller is pleased to present a check for $1,000 to the Special Olympics in the name of Kareem.
And he really deserved. He played a great game tonight. He gave them that extra rebound and some of the extra rebound they needed. I thought that Jamal Wilkes and Magic Johnson did a good job, and they picked it up. And that was, I think, the key difference is that San Antonio did not get those second and third shots that they got Wednesday night.
They sure did. All right.